How's it going, everybody? I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone, along with Lennon Lay, and we are back, season 2, episode 3 of Campus Gridiron, live on a random Wednesday afternoon. Oh dear, the college schedules are already conflicting with us. But man, what a great week 1 of football we had. We are going to recap a few games and a couple of performances. A lot of storylines heading into week 2 this week, including what could end up being the best regular season matchup between number 3 Texas and on the road against number 10 Michigan. Lennon, you were in attendance this weekend, and I'm sorry that you had to sit through what was nothing short of an absolute slaughter by the Miami Hurricanes. This was pretty bad, and unfortunately for Florida, where do you kind of go from here?
I mean, we can only go up, right? I don't know. If Napier's seat wasn't already hot enough, he probably has 5-degree burns or something. It's bad, dude. He can't. Man, it's tough. I will admit, I said Miami was going to be really good this year. I completely underestimated how quickly they were going to come together. They might win the ACC this year, and it wouldn't surprise me because Florida State's clearly not going to. We'll get into them later. Napier's got to go, dude. If we're probably going to go 1-11, and if we lose to Stanford this weekend, it wouldn't surprise me either. So it's just bad. I mean, the energy was great until about the third quarter, and then we just never got it back going. If it wasn't for Montrell Johnson Jr.'s 72-yard rushing touchdown, we wouldn't have any highlights. I guess we had the interception early, but Miami came in and they stood on their business, and good for them. But it's new week. We're wearing blue jerseys and orange pants for the first time in forever. I love that uniform combination. So let's go out and drop 100 on Stanford and go 11. The road to 11-1 starts network.
There you go. That's some confidence right freaking there. I gotta be honest, it felt like once Florida got that interception, because by that point they were already down 2 possessions. They were already down 10-0 by the time they got the interception. So it just felt like once they got the pick and then they only ended up with a field goal, you kind of sense Florida needed a touchdown. Now, when Montrell Johnson had that 70-plus yard rushing touchdown, oh, great, it's a one-possession game again.
17-10, yeah, and Miami went right back down to
the defense that was so strong in the first quarter after the first drive, because they just took a couple of very stupid, avoidable penalties, that roughing the passer especially. Why are you hitting the quarterback 2 seconds after the ball was thrown?
Okay, first of all, the first one, I didn't really like that one. The second one warranted a flag, in my opinion, but the first one was questionable. But yeah, it's the same thing that has happened the last 2 years. It's stupid mistakes on defense that cost us, and we don't have an offensive line. I hate
our sacked so many times, and we're gonna get to his injury status in a moment. Yeah. But
I hate our fans so much. I do. I cannot stand our fan base. It is terrible. It's not Mertz's fault. Okay, yes, he obviously could play better, but it's hard to when you have 1.5 seconds to get the ball out. And again, the third down calls, of course, they're going to run a bubble screen to Trey Wilson. I think everybody in the world knew that. You got to get better play call, and it's not Mertz's fault. I'm pissed. Matty got hurt. He didn't deserve that. He's in concussion protocol. We have no idea. He did not practice. DJ Lagoy took first-team reps this week in practice. I'm expecting him to be the starter, and I think he should start this week, even if Mertz is healthy, just because it's not a good team, and that way we don't risk Mertz getting even more hurt, and DJ can kind of go out and ball out. and we'll see how he does. But he's going to be good if we can get him to stay. But I left like midway through the third quarter, so I did not get to see Lagway come in. So I had to painfully watch the highlights of this game over the weekend. And he looked okay from what I saw. He had
looked
that one
okay, but everyone's glaring over the fact that he threw an interception.
He did throw a pick. And that was such a weird interception. I was watching that. I had the game on my phone in the car driving back, and I was like, okay. I just wanted to see a drive, and he ended it with the interception. So, okay. But, it happens. It's just DJ can run faster, so he can obviously handle the offensive line not being too good because he can get out and run. But that was just a bad game, and according to our head coach, it was just embarrassing. But yeah, But
well, he's been making a mockery of this program for the last 3 years. So what does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about embarrassing? You're right. It was.
Yeah,
allowing 41 points, letting Mertz get sacked. I think it was 6 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
way too much. Way too much.
Yep. Florida's first time losing the home opener in 34 years, and it's the most points we've ever given up at home. So we're just breaking all sorts of records this year. But it's a new week.
The storm? I don't know.
Who knows, man? It's a new week. We got an easy prey to chomp on this week. But last time we played Stanford, they scored 50 and we had to drop 72. So it's just, I'll be there again. Pretty sure I will. Yeah, I think so. I'll be there again. And hopefully we can get back on the right track before A&M comes to town.
I mean, there's no reason to – well, I mean, I guess theoretically you've already hit the panic button. If you've been a Florida fan for the last 2 years, you've already been hitting the panic button. And I think as long as Mertz isn't out for like a couple of weeks – because, I mean, let's be honest. If they lost to Miami and that was like the worst ranked team they had on the schedule, well, outside of Florida State at the end of the year, that of course aren't even ranked anymore. But I mean, it gets it out of the way. If we couldn't stand a chance against Miami, they're not going to beat Georgia. They're not going to beat Texas. They're not going to beat Ole Miss. Like, get it out of the way. Okay, now we know our expectation. Our new ceiling is like 3-7, which is horrible, but I mean, it's realistic.
I honestly don't think we can win a conference game this year. If we do, it's going to be Mississippi State and maybe A&M because A&M looked a little shaky against Notre Dame. But even then, like we might go 1-6 in conference play or something like that. It's bad.
I think Mississippi State's like a winnable game, but again, you need Mertz for that game.
Yeah, and it's also
on the road. Starts, I don't think they win, so it's kind of like. And I get DJ and I get the hype around him because, he's a true freshman and everything. And it is exciting to watch, but.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. He sat behind me at a softball game. It was pretty cool. He's a cool kid. I like him a lot. But again, he's young and he doesn't know the system well enough. Everyone kept saying Mertz gave up 41 points. Well, no, he didn't. He's not the defense. Could he have played better? Yes, but it's hard to when you have 0.5 seconds to throw the ball out. I'm not.
Although we were right in the money about Eugene Wilson, though. We were right in the money about him. He was by far and away, outside of Johnson, he was far and away the best player on offense.
I say it every week, and Napier can. I mean, not that he sees this, but he don't listen to me. They don't listen to me. I give him the ball in any ways you can, and but they give him the ball when they know he's going to get the ball. Like that 3rd and 6 on the first drive. What did they get? Yeah, this freaking jet pass to Eugene Wilson that went nowhere. Okay, I think I knew that. I was watching one of the SEC shows and they had a fan call and he said, if me and my fat friends can sit on the couch and call the play, then something's bad. They call the play before it happens, then it's bad. It's probably not a good play call. And that's right. If you can sit on your couch and say they're going to run a jet pass to Eugene Wilson, then Miami's going to know what they're going to do. Everybody in the crowd knows what they're going to do. The announcers know what's coming. It's like you can't. It was bad. 1 week at a time. We got slapped in the face. We weren't ready. Nobody looked motivated. Miami clearly is the better team, and I underestimated them, and I will fully admit that. And I will say Miami's got a fairly easy schedule. I think they got Florida A&M this week, so we all know how that's going to go. And Miami's going to win the ACC, the first one ever, so good for them. But we'll see. Maybe we'll go 11-1. Maybe we needed to get punched in the region. We're not, but I can pray one game at a time. Got Sanford this week, and we still have a better record than Florida State. So
still have a better record than Florida State is certainly one way of coping. And ladies and gentlemen, enough of the sad news. We have some, Florida. Listen, they struggled. Obviously, you guys know as well, Florida is essentially my second favorite college. Behind the one and only Go Birds. I can't believe it. I'm at loss. Not only is there trouble in Tallahassee, Bill O'Brien won Coach of the Week in his first game. What did I say? If Castellanos does not turn over the football, Boston College is ready to go. And that is exactly what happened. 14 minutes of possession time in the first quarter. 14 minutes. Insane ball movement. Boston College, they didn't look great. Second and third quarter, their offense was a little shaky, but they did what they needed to do to win. They were efficient all night on third downs. Their defense, outside of that one Florida State touchdown in the third quarter, played absolutely lights out. Got a pick. DJU was under pressure quite a bit. DJU was so badly under duress, he was overthrowing 5-yard passes in the red zone. That execution with a minute to go in the first half, all those overthrows, this man was once considered a prodigy. This was the guy that was backing up Trevor Lawrence. Are we kidding? Are we serious? Oh, yeah. And, I was giving him benefit of the doubt, not playing well against Georgia Tech. And I'm not trying to make this a crap on DJU at a clock, but, I mean, listen, you struggle against Georgia Tech, that's one thing. At least he was making consistent throws. He was not making consistent throws. The second Boston College went down and scored their first touchdown, Florida State instantly got nervous. What did I say last week? If Boston College can build a lead, that was gonna be it. And once they were up by 2 possessions, sure, Florida State stuck around, but it wasn't like the lead was really threatened at all until it was 20-13. And guess what Boston College does? Boom, right down the field. Kai Robichaud, easy, back up by 2 possessions. DJU throws an interception, and that was like a 60-yard return on that interception. Great return. That put Boston College in tremendous field position. They were just the better team. And obviously, Florida State, they were still ranked as 10 because, week 0 to week 1, whether you win or lose, the ratings don't get changed. They are so far out of the top 25 right now, it's not even funny.
I mean, it's hysterical for me.
I think Wyoming, I think UConn, who got absolutely destroyed by Maryland, has just about as good of a shot of making the college football playoffs as Florida State does right now. And that's 0.
Oh, man. The amount of people I battled with online this offseason is hilarious. Let me guess. Did all your starters opt out of these last 3 games too? I'm so sick of Florida. I was so tired of hearing about their fans all offseason crying and moaning about not making the college football playoffs. And now they start 0-2. And they're not just 0-2. Right?
They have lost 3 straight games.
They have 3 straight games, and they're 0-2 against ACC opponents. And no offense to you, but Georgia Tech and Boston College haven't really been the best ACC opponents.
I just want to point out the fact that Georgia Tech comes into this week ranked 23rd. So bravo to Georgia Tech.
Good on them. They're going to be a dangerous team this year.
And listen, I'm going to say this about Boston College too. We got Missouri in 2 weeks.
That's going to be
You want to make a statement? You want to get ranked? You've already exposed Florida State as one of the worst teams in the ACC. But now if you yourself as a team want to get credit, that you want to get real recognition, go out there and beat Missouri in a few weeks.
Yeah, go out and beat probably one of the favorites to contend for the SEC this year. Missouri's turned it around a lot. They're a very, really good team. But
I like
Florida
Brady
State,
Cook. He's awesome.
yeah, he was a cool kid. Again, it's now. I guess I have two kind of questions I want to ask you about this.
Mm.
One, well, I want to get your opinion on this. One, is Mike Norvell's seat hot right now, or is it time to panic in Tallahassee? I guess is the first. Are they pushing the panic button?
They are slamming that panic button right now.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I don't know if Norval's on the hot seat yet, but I think if they lose 1 to 2 more games this year, which I think they 100% will.
Oh yeah, they got Memphis.
I mean, dude, Miami's going to crush them. When it's going to be interesting, and we'll make sure to talk about that game when November rolls around. But definitely, Miami's beating Florida State, and I think it will determine how badly of that score. I think that's when we look at Mike Norvell being on the hot seat, is after that Miami game, and how badly they lose.
Yeah, and then my second thing is how much I've heard Florida State fans chanting, "We want Brock" in the third quarter. So they want Brock. How now is all of the blame on DJU, or is it the team as a whole? How much of that blame is on the quarterback?
It's a little bit. It's on everybody. Plain and simple, It's on everybody. Defense allowing Boston College to have 14 minutes of possession time in the first quarter, inexcusable. The play calling, especially in the red zone, abysmal. But DJU, the play calls that catered to you and you still messed up, that's on you. That interception that Boston College returned for 50, 60 yards and got a touchdown off that, like, that's on you too. That was a horrible overthrow. Yeah. He was missing a lot of players. The only time DJU felt confident was when he was throwing over the middle. Quick 3-yard passes to the tight end, quick 6-yard slants to the receivers. And when it came to the red zone and when it came to the sidelines, DJU was scared. And typically he's a little bit of a runner. Boston College completely stuffed him in the run game too.
And he had some good throw. I mean, they had that trick play that went for about 50, 60 yards and later in the game. And then they had that touchdown. First of all, number one on Florida State, the dog, dude. I don't usually compliment Florida State, but that dude he threw off those 4 Boston College defenders.
I mean, that was a nice touchdown. And that's where I was getting worried. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Like, this is when, like, Florida State's pissed off. You know, Boston College, we punched them in the mouth one too many times. And now this is where and then boom, 5-minute drive, go up by 2 possessions. That's all she wrote. It was amazing.
It was so fun to watch. I
cannot believe for the first time in God, I don't even know how. This is like 2018 maybe. I have more hope in Boston College than I do in Florida. That is saying something, but
I would say I have. Well, my football teams are the Gators and the Giants, and I guess North Carolina. Max Johnson broke his leg. He's out for the rest of the season.
Yep, he's out for the year. North Carolina playing against Charlotte this week. That'll be interesting.
That should be an easy win. And, you know, we all know how the Giants are going to do this year, and we all know how Florida's going to. So, you know, I don't really have any sports except the Rangers, maybe. And the Yankees keep losing. So
I was just about to say the Yankees blew that.
Former
game last night up 4-1, and then they gave up the walk-off grand slam.
Yeah, and Wyatt Langford, former Florida Gator. So shout out to him, but not really happy who we did it on. But it's gonna be rough sports season for me again, but it's all right. At least I'm not a Florida State Seminole. That's all that.
At least you're not a Clemson Tiger. You and Drew nailed this on the head. I was delusional thinking Clemson was going to score as many as 17, apparently.
Well, you still picked Georgia, but yeah.
Well, I still picked Georgia, but I was thinking Georgia would only win by like 10, 34-3. This was a beatdown.
The first half of that game was amazing. It was close. It was defensive. It was great. And then Carson Beck and Kirby Smart made those halftime adjustments, and Georgia just throttled. Dabo doesn't hit the transfer portal, and he doesn't do NIL, and it shows. As much as I hate the transfer portal and how it's done now, and I hate NIL and how it's done now, you have to evolve with the game, or you're not going to do jack squat. And that's exactly what happened to Clemson, right? We had Dabo had that great run. We got 2 national championships against Alabama in like 18 and 2018
I
and
think it was
whenever
16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, 16 and 18. But Dabo doesn't hit, and he's been very vocal about like he's doing the old way, and that you're just not gonna do that if this new age of college football where it's all about money, and what school's gonna offer me this, and I don't like you, I'm gonna go here. You can transfer to 4 schools in 4 years. It's ridiculous. 4 schools. You can go to a different school every 4. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
4 schools in 4 years.
No, you had it right in the button. You can go to 4 schools in 4 years. You were right.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's so bad. But that's what and it shows. Georgia clearly. I mean, I hate them, but they are dogs, man. They're going to be – I don't know if they're going to cakewalk that schedule this year. They got a harder schedule than last year, but they're going to be up there with Alabama and Ole Miss and Mississippi. And I would say LSU, but no, don't talk about them later. But yeah,
we'll get to them in a brief second. I just want to quickly point out, friend of the channel, our buddy Kyle, he's right. Boston College greater than Georgia. He's right on the button with that.
Okay, buddy, calm
right
down.
On the button. Right on the button. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. If Boston College only lost to Georgia by like 14, I'd be so happy. On the Sunday night,
what a game!
This was great. This is what college football should be. 27-20, game-winning touchdown with 11 seconds left. That was Jaquavius Marks' second of the night. LSU, despite a very good performance, we all kind of nonchalantly picked LSU last week, not really giving the Trojans any shot. They came out and played a tremendous defensive game. If we want to talk about great defense, put Georgia and SCU's performance next to one another because it was amazing.
Oh, yeah. And again, it's the thing we talked about that I've been very vocal about how bad Pac-12 defenses can be, right? I've said it with Oregon. I've said it with Washington. I've said it with USC before, UCLA, Stanford. I even texted you about after TCU beat Stanford the other week. I said you can take the Pac-12 team out of the Pac-12, get it even the Pac-12. But USC's in the Big Ten now. I think the Big Ten's going to be – I was over here thinking Ohio State's going to cruise the Big Ten, but I don't know, man. Oregon, Michigan might still be okay. We'll find out how they do against Texas. USC, Oregon, maybe Washington, but I don't know how Washington's going to do this week. But the Big Ten's competitive now. And USC's defense played great, and if their defense can continue to do that, they're going to be pretty fun to watch in the Big Ten this year. And they're probably locked into the 12-team playoff if their defense can continue. And first of all, their quarterback, I was really impressed with that kid.
Both quarterbacks, for like their first amount of action, both quarterbacks were playing great.
Yeah, and it came down, and Brian Kelly said he got out. I think Brian Kelly got out coached by Lincoln Riley. But yes, Nussmeier did get outplayed by Miller Munson. That kid is like cool. I don't know if he's a freshman or a sophomore, which I don't know exactly, but we talk about Heisman winning quarterbacks and then the fall off. Well, I don't think USC fell off after Caleb Williams. I think they're going to be okay. This wasn't like a Trevor Lawrence to DJU or a Jordan Travis to DJU. So USC's. And I was very impressed with the Trojans, and the one game I wasn't worried about, they beat me, and then the game I took an L, and then the game I was worried about, Boston College beat Florida State. So it's just how college football works, I guess. But yeah, go on the Trojans, man. That's good for them. They're gonna be a team to watch this year. I really do believe that.
Well, shifting gears on now, we were talking about. I think the Trojans are going to be fine too, especially after uh, their victory against a ranked opponent right out of the gate too. That's a good confidence booster for them.
Yeah.
But now we are on to week 2, and what many would probably classify as the best regular season game, probably for the next month or so. Texas on the road in the big house against the Michigan Wolverines. Again, the Longhorns come into this game ranked at number 3, and the Wolverines, the defending champs, coming in at 10. Hey, man, if Texas beat Washington, this would have been your national championship game. So this is a very anticipated matchup, and it should be a great one.
This is going to be a great game. I'm going to go ahead and pick here early here. If this were the national championship game last year, Michigan still wins. If this game was played in the regular season last year, Michigan wins. It's played this year. It's in the big house. However, I don't know if you watched Texas and Colorado State, but yeah, even Arch Manning looked good. So we got another former future Giant quarterback in the making. But for this game is going to be close. I think it's going to be fairly high scoring. I'm not expecting a lot of defense.
I'm expecting both teams to cross 30.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. I don't even know who Michigan's quarterback is now. JJ McCarthy is gone. Blake Corum is gone. I think Donovan Edwards is gone. I'm not too sure about that. But Texas wins this game. I'm going to go with the Longhorns. I think Texas is a better team. Michigan is a tough place to play. It's the biggest stadium in college football. 107,000, I think it is. I would love to go do a game there, honestly. But go, Longhorns.
Hook 'em. I'm too picking the Longhorns. Not going to discredit Michigan, really, because they are 1-0. They did beat Fresno State. Granted, they didn't really pull away until a 86-yard pick six with 3 minutes left, but they did win. And, first game, new coach, new offensive scheming, no running back, no starting quarterback, no starting 2 receivers. They're all gone. They all got drafted, and John Harbaugh left for the Chargers. They're all gone. So even if Michigan loses this game close, they're still 100% going to be ranked. There is no question. And this is probably the only game, on paper, where I do see Michigan losing. I wouldn't be shocked if Texas lost this one either. But Quinn Ewers threw 3 touchdowns last week. Granted, it was against Colorado State. He's going to be playing a significantly better defense in a significantly better environment. But at the same time, I think Quinn Ewers, he's going to be in that Heisman conversation all year. And if he wants to go out and win the Heisman, he has to win these highly ranked games like this one. We saw it last year in week 2. Texas went on the road and beat Alabama on the road, and that was the kickstart to Texas, their hot streak, and they rode it all the way until the second to last game of the season when they lost to Washington. They are out for revenge. They know that this is a team that they could have played in the national championship last year had they won that game, and I think that's going to motivate them to win this one. I'm going to go Longhorns win 37-30. I think Michigan holds the lead heading into the 4th. Texas scores a couple of touchdowns and pulls it out. Very close game, though. Definitely, if you have nothing to do, Saturday at 12 o'clock, go watch it. I think it's going to be on Fox, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this game will be cinema.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to sit on the campus of the University of Florida at my tailgate and watch this game, too.
There you go. And I should be sitting, actually, theoretically, Boston College is playing at the same time. So I'll be watching this over BC this week. Moving on, Kansas State coming into this game ranked 17th, going up against Tulane. Hey, the Green Wave, 100-yard pick six last week, and Mekhi Hughes is really turning into that running back that they'd hope he'd become. As for Avery Johnson for Kansas State, he made his first game after the Will Howard era for Kansas State. He went 14 for 21 and a touchdown, along with 37 rushing yards. It is in Tulane, so I do think the upset factor can be a little bit in play here. What do you think, Lennon?
Oh, yeah. Definitely, it being in Tulane is definitely helpful for the Green Wave. It's just hard because I do like Tulane a lot. Well, I like any team that has a powder blue jersey. First of all, I like Tulane a lot, but I also like Kansas State a lot. I've loved picking every time I've picked Kansas State. They've come out and they've won. And so far, I picked Tulane, and my record's not the same. So I want to pick Tulane, but I don't think I can. Simply because I think Kansas State is a slightly better team. Now, Tulane can win this game, and I expect it to be close. I think Kansas State defense steps it up when it matters the most. And I think the Wildcats start 2-0 and possibly go up the rankings a little bit if it's a good win for them. But I'm undefeated picking Kansas State. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, I'm undefeated with them. I'm going to pick them again. Let's go Wildcats. Well, that's not true. Actually, no, that's not true. I picked them to beat Alabama in the bowl game a couple years ago, and that didn't happen. But
Alabama destroyed them in that bowl game.
But the Wildcats win this one. Go Wildcats.
Oh, interesting. I'm tempted to pick Tulane because, it's pretty much wash. Both of these teams played significantly worse, like pretty much borderline Division II programs last week, with all due respect. So it's kind of like, they both won dominantly, and I think both these teams won in shutouts as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, it's a pretty even game on paper. This is one of those games where Tulane, they're probably ranked like just outside the top 25, and with the win right now, they would be catapulted in that top 25 category. Kansas State, though, they're a good defensive team. I think their offense is going to struggle. I think this could be a very defensive game. I'm going to go Tulane pulls off the upset 20-17.
Okay.
Give me the Green Wave. I trust Mekhi Hughes. He's a very good running back.
He's a really good running back. And like I said, Tulane can win this game. And they very well could. But I think Kansas State has a slightly better defense. And I think defense is going to step up at the end of this one. So I'm going to take the Wildcats in this one. Close game again. I'll do 24-17. I'll do 24-17 Kansas State.
Ooh, okay. So we have a one-possession game regardless. We shall see who becomes the winner in this one. Next up, we have a nice little SEC rivalry matchup. I don't know. There wasn't none of these two teams are ranked, but it's a rivalry game. South Carolina versus Kentucky in Kentucky. Brock Vandegrift, his first full season as a starter for the Wildcats. He threw 3 touchdowns in Kentucky's win last week. Both of these teams coming in at 1-0. Again, kind of like in that Tulane scenario where it's like the winner of this game might just get catapulted into the top 25 if the right teams lose. It's going to be interesting, especially we'll get to Tennessee versus NC State, but I think if NC State loses that game, they will not be ranked next week. And this is an opportunity for teams like Tulane, South Carolina, and Kentucky to really take advantage of one of those top 25 teams taking an L. So this one's going to be close because it's a rivalry game. I'm going to go with Kentucky wins by 6.
All right, this is the fun for me because before the conference realignment, we played both the Wildcats and the Fighting Chickens. The
Fighting
Gamecock.
chickens and Gamecocks.
That's what a Gamecock is, a fighting chicken.
Yeah.
I hate South Carolina and I hate Kentucky so much.
I was thinking when I was making out what games we would talk about, I'm like, damn, London's gonna hate me for picking this game.
No. I mean, no, I don't hate you. I hate both programs. It's going to be a really fun game. It's going to be an interesting game. Kentucky had Southern Miss. They won 31-0. The game got rain shortened or lightning shortened or something. I think there was some thing with the weather or something that went in. South Carolina almost after around and lost to Old Dominion in South Carolina. So I didn't watch any of them play. I have no idea what the teams look like. But just like the last one, go Wildcats. Go Wildcats. Win. I think Kentucky
doubling up
wins
on the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think Kentucky. I think Kentucky is a slightly bit better than South Carolina. And if Kentucky wears their chrome helmets with their gray uniforms, they get bonus points. I love that uniform. I'm a very uniform person. But it'll be a Wildcat. I think Kentucky wins by 14. I don't think it will be that close. I think it'll be close until about the fourth quarter, but I think.
Oh, and then you think like Kentucky pulls away?
Pulls away a little bit. I'm gonna go with the Wild. I'm doubling up on the Wildcats.
Ooh, interesting. There you go. Well, unfortunately, this one was for Drew. He is currently in the middle of, his school day. He don't have the luxury like us, as he's still in high school. So we wanted to hear the whole, oh my God, South Florida, we're winning in Tuscaloosa. Blah blah blah. I was sorry if I blew out your eardrum. I was waiting for the, what would he would do? He'd be like, yeah, screaming right into the microphone. I can't do that. If Western Kentucky lost 59-0 to Alabama, South Florida, they're better than Western Kentucky, like quite a lot. So instead of a 59-point blowout, we'll give it a 29-point blowout. Why not? Alabama wins 39-10. I hope I am not sleeping on the Bulls. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm not trying to, but realistically, this game is in Tuscaloosa. You are not winning this game. I'm sorry. You are going to pick South Florida, aren't you?
Why I would be stupid to pick South. Listen, all I'm going to say is Bama came to Tampa last year and only won like 17-3 or something. South Florida, realistically speaking, should have won the game. But that was before Alabama got Jalen Milroe ready to rock and roll. Drew, I love you, brother, but roll Tide.
What was the last time you said roll Tide? That sounded disgusting coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, I hate it. And my family in Alabama hates it too because they're all Auburn people. But
oh, that's funny.
Roll Tide, man. It's Kalen. Now, granted, we can say, oh well, Kalen DeBoer has Nick Saban's players. I don't really think that's the case. Now, obviously, it is. First of all, we're talking about a coach who took Washington from nothing to the national championship game and kind of got embarrassed, but it was a close game until like the fourth quarter.
It was a close game until it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It was a close game until it wasn't. South Florida, I love you guys. I don't really like Tampa that much, but there's no possible. I hope I am wrong. I would gladly take an L for this game, but I don't think the Bulls can go to Bryant-Denny Stadium and take down Alabama, especially with Jalen Milroe as quarterback. And Bama wins.
I want this to be like what the national championship game was, kind of. I want South Florida to stick in it for as
me
long
too.
as humanly possible until Alabama just runs away with it like midway through the fourth. Because it makes you look good. At least
Yeah.
you're not losing 35 to like 3 at halftime right out of the gate, and you look like pathetic out there.
Yeah.
At least if you lose, just start giving up points late.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation. And hey, you never know. If you're in striking distance, win the damn thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're in striking distance, win it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Hilltoppers are pretty much in the same spot as like where South Florida is. And just seeing one team lose 59-0 in Alabama is just not really convincing, in my opinion.
I slightly disagree. I think South Florida could drop like 40 on Western Kentucky, but however, even if this game was in Tampa, I still think Bama pulls out again. Just because Jalen Murrow's there, the
Definitely,
team
if it was in South Florida, I would do the whole one possession game spiel.
Yeah,
I would still pick Alabama, but I would make it significantly closer.
This game's in Tuscaloosa, man. This won't be. First of all, for the views and the clips on Instagram, I hope we're wrong, so Drew can clown us both next week if we can get him on. But I don't think this is gonna happen. I'm sorry, brother. I love you, buddy. But go sweet. Yeah, go Roll Tide.
Stop saying it. Terrible, terrible. Anyways, on to, this game is kind of being overshadowed because number 14 Tennessee versus 24th ranked NC State, because outside of Texas and Michigan, this is the only other game that has 2 ranked teams going up against each other.
Oh, yeah, and it's a neutral site. They're playing in Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's cool. So They're playing at a neutral site. Obviously, Tennessee comes in as the favorites. The Tennessee's new quarterback cannot, and I will say this, I thought DJ U's name was bad. I cannot pronounce this guy's name. He balled out and he threw like 4 touchdowns in the first half. Shout out to the Tennessee quarterback. He's great. I probably will not. It will probably be December, and I still can't say his name properly. It is
Nico.
hard.
It took me till Tua getting in the league to say his last name.
Oh,
right.
I know. Yeah, I couldn't pronounce Tagovailoa until he.
Exactly. So it's gonna take a little. Grant, listen, I'm probably the biggest Tennessee hater here, but also I'm a Tar Heel and I hate the Wolfpack too. So this is like the worst case scenario for me. But one of them is gonna lose. I'll be happy. Listen, I don't want to discredit Tennessee's quarterback. However, it was against UT Chattanooga, and that they're not good. However, that's still an impressive stat line. And the Vols wore my favorite uniforms, which are their smoky grays. Oh my god, I love those. So I'm a big uniform person, guys. We'll get through that. Wait till we pick an Oregon game. It's really good, but I don't really know what NC State did last week. I didn't watch any of these games. I saw Tennessee whip up on Chattanooga. I don't know what NC State did last week. Listen,
NC State won. I forgot who they played, but they did win. I think. Oh no, they played on Friday.
Oh
they played the game on Friday, and they won 24-13. I think was the final score.
Oh no, they beat West Carolina 38-21, and they struggled in that game. They pulled away at the end. I'm going to say, I think that Bank of America Stadium, downtown Charlotte, shout out, that's where I'm from. Love that place. I think the speakers at Bank of America Stadium will be blasting Rocky Top all night long. Give me Tennessee by Tennessee wins by 3 possessions. I don't think this game will be that close. I don't think North Carolina State's really that good. They are going to be singing Rocky Top all over downtown Charlotte after this one. The Wolfpack are going to go into hiding, and I think a few North Carolina fans will join them on Franklin Street if we would. Give me the Volunteers by 3 possessions. I don't think it'll be that close. I think Nico another Hawaiian last name we can't pronounce is going to be going to go off again.
Let's
So
play the pronunciation game because I'm with you. I have Tennessee winning by 17, so I'm with you
Yeah.
on that 100%.
Yeah.
Let's play pronunciation game. Nico Lamalavia. Is that it?
I don't know.
Lava. No, it's got to be like yeah. I got to hear like the announcer say it, and then like maybe I'll come somewhere close. Like I said, 3 touchdowns and 314 yards. Yeah, no, all that pretty much came in the first half. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you know what? If you ball out against weak competition, you ball out. Other games that we aren't gonna like count towards the like official prediction counter, but let me quickly pull up the schedule and see what else here before we wrap it up. Boston College is playing their first home game this week against I can never pronounce this school's name either. Dunsequins? I might pronounce that wrong. The Dukes.
Ew. Yeah,
You
I
know
have
who
no
I'm talking
idea.
about.
Yeah.
It was the team that went. It was the team that went far in March Madness.
Yeah.
Duquesne, thank you.
Yeah.
It was Duquesne. That's
Duquesne,
the
yeah.
pronunciation there. Duquesne coming
Oh,
to Boston College. I mean, there is no shot that we don't win that one after beating Florida State. Hey, then that just means Florida State is the biggest frauds on the planet.
Oh, if Boston College beats number 10 Florida State and then loses to whatever school, no, Boston College should kind of take that pretty handedly.
Minnesota, after losing their heartbreaker against North Carolina last Thursday, they have a walk in the park as the University of Rhode Island Rams come and visit them. Minnesota's winning that one by at minimum of 45.
Hey, don't sleep on the tiny. Don't sleep on Rhode Island, bro. It's about.
I will sleep on Rhode Island because
Minnesota
are egregious. They are egregious.
Minnesota by a million.
Georgia Tech, like we mentioned, they are ranked 23rd, but they are playing their first official away game of the season against Kyle McCord in Syracuse. Now, granted, Syracuse just beat up on Ohio last week, so, you know, the Bobcats aren't great. Syracuse was expected to win that game by 3 possessions, and they did win by that much. But, I mean, is that set up a trap game a little bit for Georgia Tech? Is this where we see their first loss?
I don't think so. Well, yes, it can be a trap game. No, I do not think it will be a trap game.
Okay.
The Georgia Tech is kind of screwed because they have they play more away games than home games. So I don't really know how that works out. It should be about fair, but yeah. So they're going to be on the road a lot. They're going to be tested a lot. I know the ACC is not that good, but I'm pretty sure they got Miami at some point. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. I haven't looked at their ACC.
I hope they do. That'd be awesome.
They might. No, Georgia Tech's going to win this game. I think. I hope they do. But I want to pick Georgia Tech to win this game. I don't think it'll be close because Kyle McCord. We saw what he did at Ohio State. He looked really good against Big Ten competition. I can only imagine what he's going to do against ACC competition. So, but give me the Yellow Jackets again. Start 2-0 and probably crack the top.
I'm going to take Georgia Tech in that one too. Iowa State versus 21st ranked Iowa. Hey, again, playing a garbage team last week, but we got to acknowledge the fact that Iowa scored over 30 points for once.
They did. Is the Iowa offense back? Are they going to be – we said Ohio State?
No.
Are they playing Ohio State, you said?
They're playing no, they're playing Iowa State, yeah.
Oh, Iowa State. Oh, they're going to be Iowa State. They'll be the Hawkeyes.
Who is Ohio State playing? Oh, Western Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Buckeyes by 60 in that one. And we'll wrap it up. One last game we'll talk about. Oklahoma, Houston. Oklahoma comes in ranked 15th.
Houston. Oh, you want me to pick Oklahoma? First of all, listen, I'm probably – I hate a lot of teams, okay? I'll just get that out of the way. I have a list. Miami, Florida State, Duke, North Carolina State, the Miami, Florida State, all Tennessee, Kentucky, whatever. Anyway, Oklahoma's like probably top of that list. However, I will shout out, I'm a huge country music fan, and their Toby Keith tribute at the end of the third quarter is absolutely amazing. I'm glad they're doing that. That's a rare OUW in my opinion. But yeah, Boomer Sooner in this one. Sooners are gonna win this one.
Like I said, we tried to give as best analogy or best analyst as we could for what we think were the 5 best games, because I'm gonna be honest, like I said, really outside of Michigan, Texas, which is fine, Tennessee, NC State, if it's close, it could be good, but
week
I don't know.
6,
but again, I'm gonna go with it. Kansas State versus Tulane is gonna be the sneaky close game this week. I'm telling you, that game's gonna be fun.
I agree. And when we get to like week 6 or week 7, we got a bunch of good games coming up. So that's going to be very interesting. Be excited for that episode. But one game at a time. Man, season's in full swing. NFL starts tomorrow night. Go Chiefs.
Go Ravens. I'm just kidding. Go Jaguars. I would never say go Ravens ever again.
Yeah. Go Taylor's boyfriend.
No, canceled. No Taylor Swift mention. Get out of here, buddy.
No, I'm sorry. No, come on, bro. It's all right now. But yeah, I'm excited. It's about to be a really fun football season, that's for sure.
Oh, it'll be fun. Very fun. Maybe I'll do something. If I have time on Mondays, maybe for the Fletcher Sports Zone viewing audience, I might do some like Jaguars talk. I might recap the games maybe. I will not be broadcasting them this year, but I gotta give you guys some content somehow. So maybe we shall see. I just love how the first week I'm back in college and it's already chaotic, and we're already like, when are we gonna film? And we were gonna film Monday, but then if we film Monday, we weren't gonna be able to talk about Boston College, and then we were thinking Saturday morning we were gonna go up against game day, but Drew has a tournament this weekend, so we were gonna make it regardless. And then I was just like, let's go. I'm like, I have a little 3-hour gap right now before my next class, so we gotta just get it out of the way, and that's what we did. But before you disperse, you lovely people, don't click off the video just yet, because you need to subscribe. You need to follow our Instagram, Campus Gridiron Podcast, and we of course collab with my main Instagram, Fletcher Sports Zone, and we post pretty much all these game alerts, and we keep you in the loop. Some nights, if I have time, I'll also post highlights, as you can see right here. Not going to show it because I don't want Instagram to be weird. And then, of course, we already have posted these podcasting clips from the podcast, showing highlights on the bottom. We try to make it as engaging as possible for you guys so you can follow and enjoy our content. But that will wrap up Season 2, Episode 3 of the Campus Gridiron Podcast. Trouble in Tallahassee? We think so for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, and we can't wait to talk about Week 3 of the college football season next week. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.